So I watched Primal Rage, fantastic horror movie, fantastic monster movie. It's mostly not much plot, just an hour and a half battle against this monster in the woods. So it's debatable whether you call it Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and what I loved is when you think of Sasquatch or Bigfoot, not particularly scary, more goofy than scary is the image in popular culture, but this forest monster was absolutely terrifying. Some big surprises. So with a monster movie, it's all about how you slowly reveal the monster, and a lot of movies, they don't show the monster at all, just show little snippets, and then at the very end you see the full monster design, and that's okay. But here, completely different. You get the little taste initially. You see the mutilated body just completely hacked up. Then you see some scratches on the car, so you slowly get it, and then you actually get a good look at the monster, and it has a wooden mask on. So that's immediately the first twist. Then you see the monster, rather than just being an animal, very intelligent, very able to use tools, more of a hunter, as a bow and arrow, and some of the tools he uses with precision, other tools kind of just uses them like with brute force, like kind of as you'd use a rock. And this mix of an intelligent hunter and then also just the strength and the brutality. At one point we get some great gore, some great practical effects. So he takes someone's head, goes right in the middle, grabs him at the mouth, and then rips the face apart. And then what's worse is he doesn't kill the person, just leaves them to crawl around on the ground with half their face ripped off. So just an absolutely horrifying, terrifying design. They really got into, I guess, the myth. It's based on Native American lore and the Oh-Mah, who is the dead, deceased spirits of the heads of the tribe. I don't know how much of that is true, but it was interesting. They at least made the effort to kind of flesh this monster out. So great conceptually, and then the effort they put into the costume design. Every wrinkle on the face, just giving it this sleek look. Even the nostril design was great, and the monster you see kind of looks like reminds you of a bat a lot, like a muscular bat without wings. So just a very cool design, very cool costume design, and like I say, the effects. I don't know if it's because they are practical rather than CGI, but just they really felt visceral and they felt real and very chilling. So we get great gore, we get faces being stomped, we get eyes getting gouged out, and we also get a look at the monster's lair and this kind of weird ritual that the monster performs, and we get that great horror element of just being tied up, not able to move, being captured by a monster, and then seeing the monster start to do some kind of weird ritual that you can't even begin to understand, but you know it's gonna mean nothing but pain for you. And not just the design of the monster, but we got a witch. So we see a witch, and incredible costume design on the witch. We get the pointy nose, the stringy hair, just all these wrinkles, and her lair. We see just candlelit and spiders and things in jars, just weird ingredients for potions, so absolutely horrifying. And we also get this cool tripping sequence where I think they're on ayahuasca or something, and they're in the sweat lodge, and we see this increasingly frenzied dance with increasingly sinister masks, and you start to hallucinate people's faces contorting. So a lot of different elements. It wasn't just the monster. That would have been a good movie on its own, but we see these other elements as well. The only thing I'd say negative was the characters were okay for the most part. The main guy just come out of prison. He wasn't bad, and they did just enough to make you feel like these weren't just cardboard characters. They fleshed them out a bit. He was coming out of prison. He had his wife. They both had a past with drugs. They had a young son. So we got just enough to make you feel like these are real people that are getting terrorized, and we root for them. But I thought where it really shined, and we had the sheriff. He was okay. The colorful old school sheriff with few colorful remarks here or there, but you still like them. But where I thought it was best, they get menaced, this couple. The guys just come out of prison, and they're getting menaced by this small town kind of gang. And there's a clear leader who's very menacing and has these great stories. And then there's the peanut gallery who kind of chimes in. You have his second in command who's very quiet and clearly the intelligent one of the group. And it's just this great realistic dynamic of these big city people getting terrorized and made fun of and mocked by this pretty intelligent leader of this gang. And it's a great dynamic. It's very suspenseful and adds that layer of you don't know where the evil's coming from. Is it going to be the monster, or is it going to be this gang? And then last thing you could maybe criticize, there was a bit of a slow build-up, probably 2/3 of the way through the movie, kind of prepping for the big battle at the end. And you could say technically maybe you're not supposed to kill the momentum like that and have kind of a slower stretch of your movie towards the home stretch. But I thought the movie at that point, it had built up so much trust with just how awesome the design was, how awesome the gore was. You didn't mind waiting a little bit for this battle. And when it did come, battle was fantastic. Now I'll talk about mild spoilers. So if you want nothing spoiled, stop watching. At the end, how they ended it, where our protagonist, the guy, he kills the monster. And by the way, I liked how he just slammed the head over and over and over again. Because if I ever was in this life or death battle and I thought I killed somebody, I would absolutely make sure they were dead. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in movies. I don't understand why people are so trusting that one bullet is going to kill. So he does that. He thinks he's resting because he's very wounded, and then he starts to see all these other monsters with all these different masks coming out of the woodwork and advancing on him, and it was just absolutely terrifying. If you were someone who would not take a suicide pill at that point and would wait and see what this monster you've just killed, what his friends and his tribe is going to do to you, if you stuck around for that because you loved life that much, you were braver than me, I would be bowing out at that point. But awesome movie, honestly. It was I didn't know a lot about it going in, so really, really pleasant surprise. It was great.